Jane on HLM. She's talking about drunk drivers. And I remember early 90s, I went to Washington, D.C. to visit my family. It was during the holidays. I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or December, but I know it was during those main holidays. And me and my sister Janet, we were out going somewhere. I don't know where we were going, but I know we were on 95 and 395, I believe it was. And all of a sudden, this car came past us, and it went up on one wheel in the front, on the rail, on the driver's side, up on one wheel now. Now, how that lady got her car back under control to sit it down and pull it to a stop, I don't know. Because Janet and myself, wasn't no more cars around, thank God. Janet and myself, we parked the car, got out, and it was pitch black out there. We parked the car, got out, walked around, me to the driver's side, my sister Janet to the passenger side, and tried to get this woman coherent. She rolled down the window in this big, beautiful car she had. And when she rolled down the window, I almost got intoxicated right then. She smelled that much of alcohol. Little white lady, I guess she must have been about 45, maybe 50. And I asked her, I said, ma'am, where you going? She says, I'm trying to get home. And I said, ma'am, would you mind? How far do you live from here? And she was trying to tell me where she lived. And by me not being up there no more, I done forgot. But my sister Janet knew where it was. And so I asked her, I said, do you mind if I drive your car to your home and my sister will follow us so you can get home all right? I went to open the door. I'll never forget it. She pulled herself, drunk as she was. I didn't want to put my hands on her no kind of way. She pulled herself, as drunk as she was, over to the passenger side. How she did it, I don't know. I slid in the driver's seat, hoping she hadn't went to the bathroom on herself. And my sister went and got in her car. The traffic was slow that night for some reason. That lady was blessed that night, for sure. She really was. And my sister, she walked back over and got in the car, and her car, the lady's car was still running, and she pulled in front to show me where to go. And we put on the emergency signals. And it wasn't that far, but the way she was, as drunk as she was, she wouldn't have made it. So we pulled up in her yard, and she asked me, she says, ma'am, she says, I don't want to, it's wintertime. If I had left in the car, she might have would have froze to death. She said, ma'am, I want to go into the house. Now, she had steps. At that second, looked like the steepest steps I ever been up. But we got out the car, helped her up the steps. I had her key. She showed me which key it was. This woman could barely stand up. Believe me, she needed help. Put her in her house. Sat her in her chair, put a key in her pocketbook beside her, and believe me, at this time I was still in full addiction. But I had a heart for people. And I sat her in her chair, and my sister, she's an ex-Secret Service agent. And she says, Pat, she said, I just want us to be together, so can't nobody say nothing happened to this lady. And we went out, closed the door. We did leave our cards there on her table with little notes on them. About 3 days later, I don't know if it took her 3 days to get coherent or not, because that's how drunk she was. She called my sister's telephone number and thanked us for taking her home. Now this woman drove past us, remember now, came up on the railing of the divider in the highway, one wheel on it, and didn't bust a tire, didn't hurt nobody. I don't know if she hurt a car because I was able to drive it home. But she was drunk driving. She was so drunk she didn't even hardly know who she was. I just wanted to tell you that story, Jane, on HLM of Issues.